Hey there, Descendants, my fellow Americans and people in other countries around the world. How are we all doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Before we get into today's video, if you enjoy my content and you would like to further support me, please do consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Just trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Today we're going to be kind of providing my thoughts on the game's current state, the direction that it's heading in, and kind of the community overall, because there's some things that I would like to talk about. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alrighty, so the first thing I would like to talk about is I am honestly pretty happy and genuinely surprised with the direction that the game is currently heading in and how quickly we're heading into a better direction overall for the game. Just the fact that you can farm the sword materials in different areas now is a huge win, and I don't think that people necessarily understand how big of a win that is for the game and what that means going forward, into the future and stuff like that. Um, because when you really break it down, what this means is, siloed content will slowly be phased out over time, and if not altogether. Like for the new stuff that's coming out on the 4th of December, we could very well see, new materials in Sigma Sector once again and stuff like that. Or they could simply just go back to the supermassive receptor dungeon with the writhing organic matter and kind of spread that out, and then kind of go on in that pattern where it's, the update right before the last, the materials in the update that launches right before the most recent one are the materials that are spread out, going forward and stuff like that to kind of incentivize people to at least play in new areas, which I think is actually a pretty good move for the game, and it kind of it appeases both the community and the developers. It gives them the time on the servers and stuff like that, and you know, um, and it gives us, other areas to farm the new materials, and yeah, and all that kind of good stuff. The amorphous material change, I think, is one of the best changes for the game that has been done for the game. I was vehemently against it when it was on paper. When I saw what it was going to mean for the game and stuff like that, like exactly just the changes that it was going to bring about to the game, I was against it at first, right? But seeing it in practice and experiencing it, over the past couple of months, I'm happy to say that it's one of the best changes that they've made for the game, for sure. Another good thing is no more blueprint loot. We're not doing that anymore. I don't think I think that's another thing that kind of goes under the radar. I feel like we should be at least acknowledge it. The fact that blueprint loot really wasn't good for the game overall, and the community hated it, and the fact that we don't have to deal with it anymore is a pretty big win in and of itself, for sure. Uh, Something else that I feel like is a really good change as well is just, the optimization updates that they've been implementing into the game, just making it a smoother experience overall for everybody. These devs work way harder than we seem to be able to give them credit for. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah, it took them a little while to fix the glitch where Harris would get stuck into the ground using her second ability. But, besides that, like, these guys really do work around the clock, you know? Um, we definitely have a lot to be thankful for when it comes to this developmental team. And, the fact that they actually care about us, the player base, they care about the game, they care about the experience that we have on the game, and they want to listen to us as much as they humanly can, as humanly possible. And they just want to provide us a good experience. They just want us to have fun, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a business. They do have to make money, so they kind of have to. But I think at least lately, they've been pretty good at striking the balance between, okay, well, we can make money like this, but we don't have to undermine our player base to get there. You know what I mean? Not to a ridiculous extent, like you know. And I think that that speaks volumes about the kind of people that these guys are. It they are here to make money, but at the same time, they want us to be able to enjoy our time on the game. You know, like most of the things that the community has asked about, we've gotten or we are getting. As for endgame content that is coming next year, I want to say, either episode 3 of season 4 or the start of season 5. Um, so, definitely one of those. I get a few comments here and there talking about, oh, we need better endgame content, we need more endgame content and stuff like that. It's coming. You know, they did kind of announce that they're going to repurpose existing enemies into endgame content to make it more challenging, to diversify it and stuff like that. So it definitely is coming at some point next year. I would wager earlier next year than later. Um, so yeah, and to kind of get into the community, people listing modules for 2000 caliber is just absolutely ridiculous to me. I mean, that's genuinely hilarious, man. It's like I don't know if they're trolling or if they genuinely think that they're gonna get that for the trigger modules. But me personally, I wouldn't list one for more than 100 caliber. You know, I've listed everything that I have listed for about 20 caliber a piece. And that's kind of what I plan to do going forward. You know, because while I do think that there is a market for the trigger modules and stuff like that, I don't think that, you know, listing them for 2000 caliber is going to do you any favors. It's just not how it's going to work out for you. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're heading in a good direction, guys. You know, I called this a couple of months ago, right? Like, you know, we just needed to be patient, and lo and behold, literally most of the things that the community has asked for, we've gotten, and or it's on the way. So, yeah, I mean, we're getting there for sure. We're almost there. You know, 2026 is right around the corner, right? Less than 2 months away. And 2026 is going to be really good for this game. Mark my words. I've said that before. I'll happily and confidently say it again. Um, we're TFT's in good hands, and yeah, and I'm gonna keep rooting for them. I'm gonna keep making videos like this. I'm gonna, you know, keep. I'll be here. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving this game behind for any other game. Um, gonna keep making content. And if you guys have any suggestions on content that I should make, please drop them down in the comments below. If you agree with me, drop a comment down below and tell me why. If you disagree, drop a comment down below and tell me why. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.